I'm spending probably even more time in the kitchen than I train. Slippery trails that would even might even have been a bit of dangerous.
Do you have any cheat meals? Do you go, I don't know, to McDonald's?
Yeah, I just think it's not properly food and I don't enjoy it at all.
Hey Theres, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. I see you have really sunny weather and here it's like raining, so I'm a bit jealous.
No, it's not. There is no sun.
There's no sun. Okay, then it just looks from my computer like you're somewhere on the seaside. But you are actually from Switzerland, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me introduce you a little bit. This year, okay, you are a trail runner for many years, but we're gonna more focus on this year and on the last year, because we all know each year you have more experience. Each year, also, if there is no injuries, mostly there's also better results. And you had a really great season this year. You were like 4th in Zegama. You were 9th in Marathon du Mont Blanc. You were 9th in overall in Golden Trail World Series, where we know that the competition is like crazy. It's the toughest competition, I think, in the trail running. This year you were also 3rd in Chianti in 50K. And last year you were 3rd on World Championship, which is just like crazy, also on the 50K. You are also sponsored by Compress Sport and Normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are mother of 3. So actually you have 3 kids and you still manage to do such a great, high-end, amazing results. How does your day-to-day look like?
Well, first of all, my kids are already bigger, so I was not planning to do that. But as I was 29, we moved from I married a Canadian, and my first 2 kids are born in Canada. And with 29, we moved back to Switzerland. And my husband really fell in love with all the running in Switzerland because there are so many different races and so many races. And I got pregnant there with my 3rd child. So after my birth of my 3rd child, I had there was a bit the question: do I want to be the support team or do I want to run again too and maybe race again too? So I obviously choose the second option. And as the kids were very small, like I'm a homestay mom, so my running was or my training was like running with the stroller or pulling the kids with the bike in the stroller. So the quality was not very good, and I mostly trained during school holiday. My husband is a teacher, so there I could have a bit of better quality. And yeah, I increased slowly. So just before COVID, my 3rd one started kindergarten. And then it was like the first time I had a bit mornings off to myself, and I could do whatever I wanted. And yeah, so my kids are now in school, mostly morning and afternoons, at least in the afternoons for a few hours or for like an hour or so. And so my kids are starting school at 8 in the morning, or they're leaving home at 8. So I mostly train from 8 till 10. And then I have a bit of time, and then I make lunch for 12 because everybody, inclusive my husband, comes back to eat at home. And then they leave again mostly between 1 or 1:30, and they're back between 3 and 5. So Tuesday and Thursday I can train twice, but mostly in the afternoon it's just a short training like strength or like a bike ride. But other than that, that's like my morning. I'm training usually at 4 o'clock. I'm done. There is nothing much happening with me anymore. And I cook supper. Obviously, the kids have training, so I'm just in the evening, late afternoon, I'm there for the kids, and yeah.
Very nice. So now it's a bit easier when they're all in school already, right?
Yes, it's easier. They're more, I think, because I spent so much time with them as they were small, I could really teach them also to be independent. Like they go, my biggest one takes a train by herself to training and back. They walk by themselves to school. Yeah, or ride the bike to school. Yeah, so they don't need me as much anymore.
It's
But
very nice.
yeah, I still have to be around, but yeah.
Of course. Oh, wait, how old are you?
I'm 39.
Okay, perfect. We're almost the same age. So you're 1985.
Yes.
And I'm 1984. Cool. Let me know, is your season for this year, for 2024, is it already finished or are you still going on any races?
Yeah, it's more or less finished. I will do in 1.5 weeks the UTMB in Mallorca because I need a qualification race in order to do OCC next year. And I think, or for me, I did already 4 marathons or trail marathons or more this year. And for me, 4 is enough, is plenty. And that's like a 5th one. So I'm pushing here the limit a bit. But at the same time, I cannot see myself to do 10 more years OCC. So yeah, it's also a chance to do it next year again.
Very nice. So I noticed that your favorite distance is 50K, right?
Yeah, I'm for sure doing better in the marathon distance.
Were you also thinking then in the years which are coming that you're going also on 100K or 100 miles?
Yeah, I actually don't know yet. I mean, I really like running, but I not only like running, so I'm a bit I don't know. Yeah, because my trainings are like my longest training I do are 3.5 hours. So I never run longer. Yeah.
And how many kilometers on training do you do in 3 hours and a half?
Well, mostly when I do a 3.5 hours, I go a lot up and down, so that does not give me that many kilometers. I would say,
Altitude and
yeah, it probably gives me about 2,000 up and down, and maybe just under 30 kilometers.
okay, but that's a lot. That's a lot, and yeah, the altitude is the most important. Is for you, do you like the technical terrain more or you like the runnable? Do you like to run fast or do you like the rocks and everything else?
I think I kind of like both, but this year I had my best result at the Golden Trail in Japan, in Kobe. I was third, and this was a very technical course. So either it was uphill or downhill on technical terrain, which means lots of rocks and roots and creeks and steep slopes. So I guess I'm comfortable on that. Yeah.
So in Kobe was also like 40 kilometers, right? The trail.
No, it was actually shorter. It was like 21. Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I missed that one totally. Was in Kobe this year the first year or was last year already also?
No, it was the first year.
The first year. Was it one race?
Yeah, the Golden Trail did like an Asian tour, and the first race was in Kobe, Japan, and the second in China. But
True.
I only went to Japan and
That
then
was
back.
in the beginning of the season, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, when there was warm and in Europe was still cold.
Yeah.
Okay. Which race on the Golden Trail series is your favorite one? Where do you enjoy the most? Is it Kobe or Zegama?
Well, I really liked Kobe because I really like Japan. My sister-in-law is Japanese, and we have been there before with my family. And yeah, I think Japan has very good food and I don't know, interesting culture. But atmosphere-wise, like Segama is my, yeah, it's totally my favorite race. There are so many people, active people, young people cheering us on. Yeah, and that's very special for mountain running or for trail running to see such a crowd.
Do you notice by yourself that now, okay, in Asia, of course, they were trail running already before, but now it got more popular. Do you feel the difference? Do you feel that there's going to be more Asian people also coming to Europe to races? Or when you, I don't know, when you race Zegama or when you are in Chamonix or Chianti, there is not so many Asians yet? Or is it like every year more and more?
Yeah, that's difficult to guess, but I noticed that during the UTMB week that there were many people from all over the world, and yeah, many Asians. Um, I guess it has also to do that. Well, I just know because I also have family in Thailand that um, people are getting more wealthy, and so they're having more time to run and more money to run, and so therefore running gets more popular, and also trail running gets more popular, and they're having more races, and they can afford to go even aboard more and more of them.
Very nice. When you were running in Japan, in Kobe, how is the weather there? Is it like harder to race? Is it, I don't know, hotter? Or how is the experience there in comparison with Chianti in Italy? Is the atmosphere totally different or similar?
Um, well, Japan in the spring is, I would say, it's similar to us, slightly warmer. Um, the day after our race, there was a lot of rain, so it would have been a lot more difficult than during our race day, like with having slippery trails that would even might even have been a bit of dangerous. Um, but it's not like Japan summer. Yeah, summer in Japan is very humid and hot, so that would be like a huge change to our weather. Um, yeah, but in the spring it was, I would say it's similar to Europe.
When you prepare for your 2025, the season 2025, when will your preparation start? Where will your training start? Or do you even do any specific pre-season training, or how does it look like?
Yeah, first I will take a long break end of this year. Mostly I take it in December because there are many things going on in December, just activities around family, and yeah, so I like to have a good break for my body and physically to recharge, and then I go slowly into training. And during the winter, I don't compete much, so I do more. I would say maybe base training or just mm, yeah, less kilometers. Um, but the focus would be that I would get ready or be in form again for like April or May or whenever my season will start.
And what's going to be your main race next year? Is it going to be OCC or some other one?
Yeah, I haven't 100% decided, but um, it's gonna be World Champ because World Champ is in September in Spain, and I think the atmosphere is gonna be great or very good for World Championships. Um, yeah, I also aim for OCC, so probably I will kind of have a spring season, then in the summer a bit more a break again to recharge and try to have my form up again for end of August and September.
Yeah, then World Champs and OCC are pretty much together, right? World Champs is end of September and OCC is like end of August,
Yes,
beginning of September.
Yes.
But anyways, you're used to it. You don't need so much time. You don't need so much break in the between. Actually, you're just gonna go from France to Spain and then run again.
Yeah, if I have a good form end of August, then it will be easier. If my form is not going to be that good, then it's going to be mentally tougher, that's for sure. But in order to, I try to have a break in the summer, maybe a longer break, so I can have a nice build up again. So yeah.
For example, in December, you said that you're gonna take off, that you're gonna spend time with family and everything what comes with festivities. But it's like, is it like this that you don't go running at all, or you can go just running in the city a little bit, or it's like you don't put running shoes the whole month on?
Yeah, I will have. I don't know. It always depends on year, but mostly maybe I run twice a week, maybe for 20 minutes. So I really caught on running. Sometimes I feel when I just do a tiny bit, like twice 20 minutes, then my joints are getting more, let's say, like a massage or a little training, just not to lose all the muscle around my feet. Yeah, but it's like when I restart training, I'm usually very slow again. And it's very tough mentally and physically the first few weeks to rebuild. But I have done that so many times. So I know the form will come back.
Do you do also any strength work in gym, or do you do any like yoga, Pilates, stretching, things like this?
Yeah, I have done yoga for years now, maybe 3 times a week. I try to have mostly when the kids are in bed, before I go to bed, I have 3 times a week a 30-minute or 40-minute session by myself or with my husband. I actually just started strength training during last winter, so I'm pretty new to that. I have done it back while I was cross-country skiing as a teenager, but not since then. Yeah.
How does your, for example, when you're gonna start preparing, let's say for OCC, because OCC is gonna be sooner than World Champs, how approximately your trainings look like? If OCC is 50K, is your training like, what is more important that time? The hours that you're on your feet, the altitude, that you go to Chamonix and that you run there? How does it approximately looks like, and when do you actually start specifically preparing for such a big event? I know the whole life you're actually preparing for it, but like the end, how does it look like approximately?
Yeah, during the season, like the first race has a lot of preparation time because it's going to be the first race. And then after, the breaks are shoulder and shoulder. So this year it was always first, there was CRC now a bit the focus, and after CRC now more OCC. So the specific workout comes later. But in the back of my mind, I do have, I do. OCC is kind of present, so I know I need a certain amount of longer workouts. I know it's more enjoyable for me if I'm gonna be adjusted to a higher altitude. Yeah.
For example, already this year you are already 11th on OCC. Do you give yourself a goal? Because I guess you don't give yourself a goal just that you finish. Is it your main goal, like the time or the placing, or what's your main goal? Or you don't think at all about it, but I'm pretty sure you think about something.
This year my goal was the placing top 10. It was not the time because I have never done it. So I found time goals a bit more difficult. But I also have many other goals, and one goal was also actually to finish. And yeah, just having little goals like um, yeah, enjoying the race or um, getting, even though I knew I'm gonna be very much at the back. It sounds a bit funny, but I always feel I'm at the back at the beginning of the race, and just kind of handle that stress or discomfort to be there. And so that can be also a goal, and then catch up later. Or a goal is also that I'm also drinking accordingly my plan or eating my gels according my plans. Yeah, that I turn my legs very well during the downhills and I have fun. That I can enjoy the whole event while I'm there, that I'm comfortable. Um, so it's not just the time. So even though I did not reach the time, my placement of top 10, I could take out many other things which I did well, even though yeah, I
Actually,
kind of failed on that. Yeah.
actually was a preparation for 2025, right?
Yeah, so now I know the course and
Just
yeah,
hoping that they won't change it.
yeah.
No, just joking. When when you bring us to the time, like how many days before you came to Chamonix, and how did it look like? How does it look like your food? I don't know if you do any carb loading, and if you do, with what do you do it? And then what do you eat during racing? Because OCC is like 6 hours. So I guess I mean, take some calories inside and drink some water or isotonics or something. Take us through this, like the last week when you were in Chamonix already, and then during the race also. How does this look like? I'm asking you because I want to go by myself next year to run OCC.
Mhm.
Not for placing top 10, maybe for placing top 1000, but still, I'm very curious how you do that.
Yeah, so for me, I prefer always to be as long as possible at home. So I actually only left Wednesday morning, and it takes me like 2 hours by train to go to Chamonix. Um, so until then, my days were normal. Kids are at school, and Comprisport rented a house, so I could stay there. And my food, I always bring my own breakfast. I make a gluten-free bread, which I digest well. I eat that with honey in the morning of the race. Then the night before, yeah, it doesn't really matter to me what I'm eating. Um, as long as I like it.
And what
And
do you like the most to eat a day before?
yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Like pasta or rice or
It can be anything. I not even remember what I ate there. It yeah. It's but from the amount, it's also normal amount. It's not like double amount or triple amount because that would just give me stomach ache. So there is not much carbo loading, I would say, for me at least. And during the race, I ate gels and I had drinks with powder, so I get a bit of carbs there too. And I think for 6 hours I don't need solid food. Um, yeah.
do you also drink water or only like carb drinks?
No, it's both.
Both, like one.
No, not at the moment. At the beginning, I just drunk yeah, powder drinks, and then once in a while I also refilled with water.
Do you know how many calories per hour do you put in during the race?
Yeah, those things. I'm just not nerd enough to really control. It's probably better when you do, but um, yeah, I try to eat a gel every 45 minutes, plus trying to drink enough. Um, but I don't know if I did it 100% right or not.
Also salty pills, and this you don't take.
No, I don't take any salt pills.
Okay. How much do you use the poles, the running poles?
Yeah, this year I used them actually quite a bit, especially not only at the beginning, everywhere where it was deep, and it was actually for me very helpful because that's where I catched up. But I felt this year my shape was not as good as the year before. So if my shape would have been on top, like my physical shape, I probably could have left the poles at home and just run it. But I'm very comfortable with pole since I have a background in cross-country skiing, so I don't really need to train them, or I don't feel I need to train them, or to train with poles. I use them sometimes with hiking. Um, I guess that's already a bit of training, but I don't do running training with poles.
Is the course for OCC and Marathon du Mont Blanc like totally different, or is it similar?
Yeah, well, it's a bit similar. The difference is, well, the length, and Marathon Mont Blanc, there is 14 kilometer of almost flat at the beginning. Um,
Yeah, because there's also not so much elevation, but like you said, there's also 14 kilometers less. But the
yeah,
start is not at the same place. The
yeah.
finish is both in Chamonix, but the start is not both the same because OCC is OCA, right?
Yeah, you start from, it's from an A to B race, where Chamonix is a loop.
Is a loop. Marathon du Mont Blanc
Marathon de Mont Blanc is a loop, yeah.
is a loop. Okay. Which one do you like more? Which one is easier for you? Which one you prefer?
Well, Marathon de Mont Blanc is also a very fast course, so probably for me, the OCC course suits better.
And how was this year on Golden Trail series? Like you said, you were third and Kobe. You had so many like really good fourth in the Gamma, ninth Marathon du Mont Blanc, then overall also ninth. For example, when you finish third in Kobe, do you start thinking and calculating, and does the expectations go up, or you stay still relaxed and you don't care about the results? How does this look like? How stressful is psychologically?
It's very funny. I felt in Kobe everything I kind of planned or imagined how it will be, it happened. So it was kind of the perfect race. And it was not even kind of my goal to be third, so I did better than I was expecting. But then at Segama, I really wanted to have a podium, and I think there I set myself too much pressure. So that was for sure harder when expectations go up, it's also harder to reach them.
But how is like in Kobe or in Zagama or on those really fast Golden Trail series races, do you also use gels? Is also your goal every 45 minutes a gel and powder mixes to drink? Or is it different?
No, I also like Kobe. It was a 3-hour race, so it was still very long, and I took every 45 minutes a gel, and we got also a flask. I think there were 3 loops, so we got 3 times a flask we could take. And it's also on those distances very important, or to me, to drink and to stay hydrated. Yeah.
And this flask you prepare yourself in front? That is your mix inside, and then you just take it there?
Yeah, Golden Trail even gives it to us, and it's prepared by me. Yeah.
That's very cool. But that most probably this is only for you, the elite runners, not for everyone who's running, right?
Yes. For everybody else, they get a water station, so it's not their own things, but they also have the chance to refill or to take food.
Like in the normal trail race, right?
Yes.
And how fast is this? Because okay, we watch all the time this on Eurosport or then on YouTube because they have really great production of Golden Trail World Series, and it looks like you are very fast. For example, what pace do you have there? How fast does it go? Like the average pace? I know the downhills are crazy. It's like
Uh,
are you scared when you go downhill, or it's like what's in your head? Is it like okay, I'm just gonna go and it's gonna happen what's gonna happen, or you are a little bit more careful? How does this look like?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know any numbers. Yeah, but it's for sure a fast pace, and yeah, it's something. Um, I think on the road you kind of have a speed in mind. I'm gonna run like, I just say like something 3:30. I wanna run, and you can check your watch and you're on or you're not. You're faster or you're slower. And by trail, it's a bit more like a feeling calculation. How it's, yeah, that's what it seems to me, and just trusting the body that it can hold the speed until the end. Of course, there are athletes exploding at the end, and they have to walk at the end because they overpace themselves. I feel for me, I'm pretty good in calculating and make it safe in the finish or to the finish line. Yeah, maybe I could run faster to
So
push it, or I don't know.
you don't watch what heart rate you have approximately, or you don't watch like you never look on the watch.
No, no, I don't. Also, not in training. I think I've never really wore a heart rate monitor.
And how do you know, for example, when you are, I don't know, in Kobe, when it's the like alarm, okay, Theres, I go too fast, I have to slow down. Is it your because of your heart is pounding or because your legs are burning? When do you know, okay, now I have to relax a bit, or the opposite, okay, now I can go a bit faster, or I
Well,
can push more.
I think so. The last loop, for example, I knew that they started with a downhill and then an uphill, and Sarah and Malin went crazy in the downhill, and I couldn't follow them. But I kind of know that after in the uphill, I can catch up again. But then I really go after the feeling. So sometimes even cramps are starting to come. So I usually try to run as fast as possible in a comfortable, with comfortable sensation. So not that I push my limit too hard and my body shuts down with cramps, for example, or with like difficulties of breath. Um, so yeah, it's I really go after sensation.
Did it happen to you already that you had cramps during the race?
Yes, it did happen, but actually not during the not really during the last few years. Very bad, like during World Champ, like the last I don't know 15Ks, I was for sure on the very edge of cramping, and I knew I just have to move my legs quicker or quickly to keep moving them, not to give them a chance that cramps are gonna come. Like,
Ah, that's a good tip. So actually, okay, when you're on the edge, yeah, don't give them the chance to, okay, except if there's a huge uphill, then, then
yeah, then not like then it's even more like in the uphill, like take small, quicker step versus big step, or like lifting your feet or knees high, where you get them a chance that they really cramp.
so wait, how did you say it's better? Okay, you have short steps and quick steps when you go uphill, but I didn't hear. Did you say also the knees that you put high up or not so high up?
No, well, not like walking with like long steps, and when you lift your legs very high, so that's kind of not so good.
Not good. Okay. When you run downhill, and let's say that is a steep downhill, is it then that you run more on your feet or still on your front leg? You know what I mean? Do you go down in hips and you start running more on the feet, on the back of the feet? Or how is the technique for the downhill?
Yeah, the best is actually to run on your front feet and have a quick pace. The disadvantage is that your toenails are pounding against the shoe and usually gives like blue toenails or blister, and that can give you a lot of pain. If you're landing on the heels, then usually you're breaking a lot with your squats, so that is hard for your muscles. Um, and it's of course not as quick. Yeah, it's not very quick running because you're sitting. So
Okay.
yeah,
In which shoes are you running? I mean,
I
I know it's normal, but which one?
yeah the Kiraj.
The
Yeah.
Kira. Everything, all the races, all the training, everything.
Training I do more in the Tomir,
Mhm.
and I think I'm gonna do next race in the Tomir too. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Because you are also sponsored with normal, then you also saw Kilian Jornet and you talked to him or no?
Yeah, I saw him in Segama and I chatted to him a little bit. Yeah.
Very nice. For example, now you said that you are mother of three and you go for what, 3, 4, 5 days. Is then your husband take over or does your husband is part of your team and goes with you?
Yeah, my husband is a teacher, so for him he cannot just take off whenever he wants. Like he is off during school holidays, but the rest is not very flexible. Um, yeah, so actually this year mostly my dad came and replaced me at home. So he was there and he cooked meals for everybody.
Very nice.
Yeah.
From all the races that you ran already, which race would you say is like you would you wouldn't want to miss? Like that you really want to go to race it, that you like, I don't know, the sightseeing a lot, or that you like the course a lot, or that you like the people that come there. Which race fills you up the most?
Yeah, I think I cannot say a specific race, but I think almost like a local race because there you're running communities there. Um, yeah, I can go there with my family, so we can all run as a family. Um, we see, yeah, we see people we know, people from the club, and um, yeah,
Are you
it
are
will
you
be
also
close.
training are you also training other people?
If I'm training other people,
Yes.
well, no, no. Yes, in like I'm helping at the athletic club in Martigny to coach little kids, track and field. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Hmm.
And which race till now that you did was for you the hardest? Which race was this race that you said to yourself, why am I doing this? I could be at home, I could do something totally else, but I decided that I come here and I suffer. And where did you suffer the most?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like that can happen in every race I do when I start too fast or I'm not as fit. Then you can, yeah, I can have a phase where I say like, why I'm doing that, or that's super hard, and it's just,
That it,
yeah,
that you just want that it finishes as soon as possible, right?
yeah. So for sure, the Golden Trail, the final in Locarno, it was a lot of suffering for me this year.
Which one?
The last one, the Golden Trail in Locarno. Yeah.
Ah, now in Switzerland, the final.
Yes.
Okay. What was hard? The weather, the or why do you think it was so hard?
The weather, I don't mind. rain. I think I can handle it a lot better. I can handle it better than other girls. I am actually used to train in every weather. Well, when it's very, very hot, I don't like that. I think it was hard because the start was very, very fast, or like the first 4.5 Ks, and I lack on that speed. I cannot keep up, and therefore I overpace myself. Plus, the prologue 2 days before kind of smashed me, and I think I'm at the age where I don't recover very quickly anymore, and so that was for sure more challenging. And maybe in comparison to my competition, I'm probably also training a lot less. So other girls, they can just race every weekend, where I have to be smart about it.
Of course. About the prologue, why did you even go to run the prologue? Is it because of the points, or you had to go to run, or could you choose not to run? What was the deciding?
Yeah, no, it would have been up to me to not to do it, and maybe it would have been smarter not to do it. But I don't know. I think it's kind of a part to it, and I take the part. Of course, the prologue is like even less my distance because it was super fast. But sometimes those races or shorter races can be also super fun too. Even though I was not at the front, so I still enjoyed it, and I think it would have been a pity not to do it. And yeah,
You would be sorry at the end if you wouldn't do it, because it looked like all of you had lots of fun on this prologue.
yeah.
And you were so fast. That's like crazy that a human being can be so fast in such a weather on such a downhill. It's like respect, really. On your trainings, when you're preparing for your season, do you know how many kilometers you ran per month? Or I don't know, do you know how many hours you train per month or per week? Or what is your goal? Do you have a goal? I don't know, I'm gonna run 100 kilometers per week, or I'm gonna make, I don't know, 5,000 meters altitude per week, or something like this. How does your training preparation, what goals do you give yourself with the trainings?
Yeah, I in the preparation I do more like easy, medium, and hard weeks, and then I do every Monday or Tuesday. I do always a bit the same, just longer or shorter according my medium or hard, whatever. I don't have specific goals on kilometer or on hours.
Okay, let's say now it's Monday and we have a training week. So on Monday and on Tuesday, you say one day is what, long run, and one day is a short run.
Yeah, like Monday, I usually run to Olan, and I meet there with Maud Mathies and another friend, and we do.
I know you're both from Switzerland. Do you live close also?
Yeah, we live like next town. Yeah.
Okay, because she's also a legend.
She is, yeah. So we do outdoor core condition physique training. Just we alternate with preparing, and we're pretty free. And then after that, we do that an hour, and I run home. So Monday is always a 1 hour run, and then 1 hour strength. On Tuesday, I usually run flat along the Rhone, that's a river, during the morning, and in the afternoon I go to the gym, and sometimes I also go on my bike for uphill biking. And it's just, it depends if I do a medium or long week, or I plan how long I'm gonna run on Tuesday morning. So it's gonna be an hour 10, or it's gonna be an hour 45. So it's So I'll vary with that a bit. And then Wednesday morning, I do shorter intervals. And then Saturday morning, I'm going to do longer intervals. And
Also with uphill or only flat?
that depends on the year, but during the last years, I usually do a mix because I found that mentally more interesting when I do first flat and then first flat a bit and then uphill. Sometimes I also do up, downhills and uphill. So just to change, or sometimes I go first uphill and then I do flat at the end.
Ah, cool, interesting. So that is Wednesday and Saturday, and what do you do on Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, Thursday I usually bike, either morning or afternoon. It depends on the weather. And I go to the gym, either or in the morning or afternoon. Friday is my off day, so
You rest. You go to sauna and to massage.
yeah, no, mostly I go shopping on my bike. So,
Okay.
no sauna. And Sunday is usually a longer workout. In the winter, we do on cross-country skis, and in the summer, I go running.
Like the long run, like you're going for adventure.
Yeah, it's not going to be too long either. Like, mostly around 2 hours. It's enough. Yeah.
Okay. For regeneration, what do you do for regeneration? Do you drink any proteins? Do you go for the massage or chiropractor or sauna, like steam room or cold plunges? What do you do for regeneration?
Yeah, I think my yoga, lots of sleep. Like I sleep a lot. I go early to bed. I also try to have a nap or just a resting time at lunch, or after lunch. And I go maybe once a week to an osteo. What else? Yeah, cold bathing I do when I get the chance. To be very efficient, I would need to do it more regularly. We have a lake close by in the winter where I can go to, or in the summer, you can jump into a mountain lake. But this is unfortunately not so regularly. Yeah.
Very nice. What about the nutrition? Do you take any supplements or only the food?
No, I do take supplements. I think because of pregnancies, breastfeeding, like I breastfeed my kids, each of them like over a year. So that takes a lot of juice. And I think sport also, plus even sport at the higher age takes a lot of juice. So I do take iron, magnesium, calcium, vitamin D in the winter too. Sometimes omega, like fish oil. Not all year round, of course. I kind of like almost like intervals.
Okay.
So sometimes I take them, then I take a break again. Then for food, I'm spending probably even more time in the kitchen than I train. So we have our own bread. We have a garden. I try to make as much as possible myself. That takes also a lot of time, and I also have to make sure I don't do too much. I like fermenting vegetables.
So you drink kombucha?
No, kombucha is not with vegetables. It's sugar fermentation, but it's more like sauerkraut or kimchi, like things like that.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, this is also really good for the digestion, for our second brain. It's very nice.
Yes.
Are you maybe a vegan or vegetarian, or you also eat meat?
I'm cooking like vegetarian food. I'm not completely vegetarian because sometimes, when we eat with my family and my brother, it's my brother's turn to cook and he wants to cook meat, then we do have a bit of meat. Or sometimes we win meat too, so of course we're gonna eat it too. Yeah, but I think yeah, I try to cook mostly vegetables and grains and um, yeah, we have a bit of egg, and I'm Swiss, and so we have lots of cheese. But
Of
other
course.
milk products we don't really have. So
And
yeah.
what is your favorite meal? What do you like? What's your favorite that you would die if you would never ever get it?
Yeah, that's I don't know, it can be anything. My favorite food. Yeah, it's just something homemade. It could be a very good salad or a very good soup, um, or like a cake. I also or a good bread too.
Do you have any cheat meals? Do you go, I don't know, to McDonald's or something like this?
Cheat meals. Well, yeah, no, McDonald's is like out of question. I think, yeah, I just think it's not properly food, and I don't enjoy it at all.
So you don't buy in the shop like cookies or I don't know, Milka or Kinder or things like this. You don't eat this.
No, I don't eat it, but I know how to do chocolate myself, and that's even like 1,000 times better. And so, of course, I have those things. I don't think they're cheating or so, but yeah, they're for sure precious, and yeah, they're made out of proper ingredients, and then it's actually very nice.
Yeah, that is the most important. Yeah, because when we buy some like chocolate in the shop, there is like 80% of ingredients inside. We don't even know what we eat. So of course we feel like not good after we eat it. When you could give one advice to all the runners which are like beginners or amateurs, what advice would you give us?
um, yeah, maybe enjoy the race, the running, the process, and be gentle with yourself, and yeah, see the positive, and yeah, be also proud.
Very nice, thanks. I have a few fast questions where you just decide one or another. Um, so let's start. What do you like more, night run or day run?
Yeah, they run
Downhill or uphill?
downhill.
Hunting or leading?
The hunting.
Intervals or long runs?
Long runs.
Mornings or evenings?
Mornings.
Mountains or seaside?
Mountains.
Sleep or food?
Both.
What do you like more? Are you more looking forward that you go to sleep and that you have really good rest, or are you looking forward for a delicious salad?
Yeah, it's really both. Yeah.
Yeah, but you cannot eat and sleep. You have to choose one.
Yeah, then maybe eat.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay, meat or vegetables? We know it's vegetables. Steam room or cold plunge?
Cold.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Horror movies or comedies?
Comedies.
Basketball or football?
Neither nor.
Okay. Swimming or cycling?
Cycling.
Okay. One more question I have. What about running in states? Like, is it on your radar for future that you would go run like Western States, Hard Rock 100, Leadville, or something like this? I know not yet, but in few years.
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought about it.
You don't think about it yet.
No, no.
So focus on 2025.
Yeah,
See on.
year by year, and then yeah, we'll see.
Perfect. Hey, thank you very much, Theres, for your time. It was really nice talking with you. You can see that you really like the running. You can see that it's like you really live this healthy lifestyle, and I imagine your kids are very proud of you, and you're a very, very, very good example to them, because you can feel over the computer, even though that you're a few hundred kilometers away, that you're a happy woman. You are like satisfied. You enjoy your life, and
Yes, yeah.
that's very, very, very nice. Okay, have a nice evening. Enjoy, and we see you in Chamonix next year.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.